lie.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? I know it's been a minute. I thought I'd hop on here real quick, do something a little different, do a follow-up video on those last two videos I did on how I went to prison, and maybe just answer a few questions that I found in the comment section, and just basically touch bases with you guys on, what happened during this a little bit more, and, what happened afterwards. So let's hop into it. I didn't write the names down, so I apologize for that, but you guys know your questions, so here we go, all right? So how much time did everyone get? Well, when we got convicted, everybody got 15 to life across the board. It was a second-degree murder charge, but the fact that I had been in trouble as a youngster, they went back in my juvenile history, pulled up an old crime, which was a violent crime, and they ended up charging it, as a strike. So what happened after that, they doubled my time up from 15 to life to 30 to life, which shot my points sky high, sent me to a level 4, 180 design. You guys know the story. But that's pretty much what happened. My co-defendants, they all got 15 to life. Shout out to different prisons. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the time we got. And life sentence is a life sentence. Y'all already know. It doesn't matter if you get 7 to life, whatever, you got a life sentence. So this next question here, people wanted to know, how did the police, keep finding you? So if you guys watched that second part of the story, y'all know that I had went to a friend of mine's in Concord to his apartment. And when I got there, he's not my co-defendant, but one of the guys that was involved in the case, you guys know the story, right? So Chris was there at this apartment. And when I got there with the homegirls, I talked to him for a minute and I decided to bounce because he had already had contact with the police, did what he did. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. You guys know I went to the restaurant. The girls were getting blown up by their families, that the police was coming to their house and all this shit looking for me. So the police obviously knew I was with the girls, and that's because Chris saw me with them at that apartment. So when the police showed up at that apartment, they already knew I had been there. So they were staking out the place, waiting for me to come back. So everywhere I went, I was getting told on just how it went. I kind of want to elaborate on that more, you know what I mean? Basically, man, the whole time I was getting told on, and people were shifting the blame off themselves onto me. So, I got full paperwork. I got paperwork for days, on everybody's statements and shit like that. I posted my little thing on that last video you see. I didn't make no statements to the police. I kept my mouth shut the whole time. But, everybody in my case pretty much talked, and, they were pretty much shifting all the blame on me. It's just how it goes. I know when this is what I want to tell y'all, man. This shit ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you gangbanging, committing crimes, pulling licks, whatever the fuck you doing dirt, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It just really ain't worth it. You know what I mean? Not the fact that it just puts you and your family through a bunch of bullshit, but then, you're causing victims, and the victims have to go through a lot of bullshit because you putting them through it. It's just not even worth it. And then when it all really came down to it, I know my friends, man, I know that they wasn't, solid, you know what I'm saying? But I was stupid to think that they wouldn't tell when they were faced with a life sentence. You know what I mean? Like, people, you know what I'm saying, that run around and claim they all this and that, man, when it really hits the motherfucking fan, when you faced with never going home and seeing your family again, or just losing your freedom, and and you're going through all this fear and all that shit, people will roll on you, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to me. So, to this day, you know what I'm saying, I don't trust nobody. I mean, I'm not out there, committing crimes or anything like that, but regardless of anything, I'll never roll with a motherfucker and think that they got my back 100 million%. You know what I mean? Because people have their own bullshit that they dealing with, and when it comes down to it, they don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers tell you to your face they got your back, they love you and all this bullshit, and they riders and all that. But like I said, man, when the shit gets hot, motherfuckers don't want none of it. You know what I mean? And why did I keep my mouth shut? Because maybe, I don't know. Today I say that, you know what I mean, I was stupid. Because the reason why I think I was stupid is because back then, my lawyer had asked me to testify. You know what I mean? Just like I'm sure their lawyers asked them to testify and shit like that. But, you know, I told my lawyer I'm not testifying, you know. And he had threw his coffee mug and yelled at me and said that these ain't your motherfucking friends, you know what I'm saying? And they trying to put the blame on you, and I know you didn't do it, you know what I'm saying? But I still have my part. I'm not saying I didn't do shit. I had my part. I was there, you know what I mean? And I was involved. So, but I don't believe that I'm the one that delivered the fatal blow to this man. And I have my ideas who did. But, you know, that's shit that they got to live with, you know what I'm saying? I've already made my peace. I really just offer, you know what I'm saying, my condolences and just, you know, my true apologies to the family that, you know, the harm and the hurt that I've done and created to them, you know what I'm saying? So me personally, I've made my peace. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't think that motherfuckers is really hard, you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, we gonna see then, right? So anyways, let's get to this next motherfucking question. So somebody had asked me, your girl told you not to drink in part 1. Wonder what it would have been like if you didn't drink. Well, fuck, I had an alcohol problem. Ever since I was a young kid, I started drinking when I was 12 years old. So I turned to alcohol because I had suffered some abuse as a child. Like I said, I'm not even going to use none of that shit as an excuse. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, when you suffer, you know, any type of abuse as a young person and you don't have no one to talk to about it and you just don't know how to deal with it, you know what I'm saying, emotionally or whatever, you know, as boys, we're trying to find ourselves as, you know, trying to find a way to be a man in this world. You know, if we don't have that proper guidance or anything, you know, we just tend to act out, you know, instead of, you know, really thinking and trying to put shit together and trying to figure out what the fuck the problem is with myself. And so as a young person, I turned to alcohol. Alcohol was my thing. It just kind of made me feel like I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know, they call it a can of courage, right? That's what it was, you know what I'm saying? Because I was a shy kid normally. I wasn't really, you know, a bad person as a kid. I had got picked on, bullied. I don't want to even get into all that bullshit. But that's what was my safety mechanism. So when I drank alcohol, you know what I mean, it gave me the courage to just stand up for myself, to speak, to, you know what I mean, physically be aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And it just wasn't the right way. But yeah, if I didn't drink back then, you know, I'm sure my life would have turned out a lot different. But, you know, that's how it goes. And a lot of people, they live their lives like that. You know what I'm saying? They go through shit, you know, and they have this deep darkness inside of them and they don't know how to deal with it. So they turn to substances and abuse and shit like that. So, you know, this is the whole reason why we're doing this, right? We're trying to work through this shit. We're trying to help people out. So, you know, that's pretty much how it was. So yeah, if I didn't drink back then, if I would have knew better back then, of course, yes, it would have been different. This next question here, are you still in touch with any of the girls or Tommy? So it's funny you asked that because I had recently got a message from Tommy and we connected. We went out to lunch. We chopped it up. You know, this crime happened, you know, over 20 years ago. He's grown. I'm grown now, you know what I'm saying? So we talked about that night, you know, when I came over to his spot and shit. And, you know, my man, he's a good dude. You know what I mean? He's got a family. He's got his own business. He's doing really good, man. And he reached out to me. He really wants to, you know what I'm saying, just kind of hang out and, you know, do the guy thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the homie right there, you know what I mean? So it was good to see him. We reconnected. So yeah, I connected with him. As far as the girls go, let's see. I've talked to a couple of them. I still do talk to a couple of them, but through social media. And, you know, they're good people. They had changed their lives. They're doing really good. And, you know, got families and shit like that. You know, they went through their whole problems and everything when I was locked up. And now they're doing really good in their life. And, you know, I don't tag them in nothing. I don't really, you know, I'm not using their names or anything like that because, you know, people want their right to their privacy and just want to live their lives and move on. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, they're doing really good, you know. And on another note, I know a couple people, I didn't write this shit down, but a couple people have mentioned, you know what I'm saying, like, man, you had a lot of homegirls, you know, versus homeboys. I had a lot of homeboys. I did. But I want to say something about that, man. You know what, man? When it came down to it, man, all I had was the homegirls. You know what I mean? They were the only ones that was down to ride with me. You know what I'm saying? They was the ones that cared about what happened with me. They were trying their hardest to protect me and to, you know, just try to help me, period. You know what I'm saying? When I couldn't find my homies nowhere, you know what I mean? You know, they was running from me. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even trying to have nothing to do with me. They was trying to put shit on me. You know what I mean? They was shifting all the blame on me. So it's just, you know, sometimes it's like that, man. Sometimes the dudes ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, you know? So the homegirls was down for me. You know what I mean? I got nothing but love for them. And I'm happy that they're doing really good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what's up, y'all. All right. So, how come you didn't see a judge? I did see a judge. You know what I'm saying? Went to trial, lost. So, you know, the judge sentenced us to life to prison. You guys know already the whole deal with that. Will there be more to the story? I know all y'all want to know this. You know what I'm saying? And so I look at it like this, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's going to be more to the story. There is a lot more to the story. I want to produce a lot more to the story. But what I started, you know, with these past 2 videos, it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if y'all know how much time and work it takes to build one of these videos. And, you know, I want to put out more content for you guys. So I wanted to kind of slow down on that. And not only that, you know, that shit costs money, you know what I'm saying? Buying the programs, having to edit, you know what I'm saying? And just having to, you know, make these reenactments or whatever and these clips and everything. So it's work, you know what I mean? So, but, you know, the next thing that happened after this was the trial. And a lot of shit happened during that. You know, I found out a lot of information in that. And after the trial, you know, it's prison. So a lot of shit happened when we hit the reception center. So I know you guys are going to want to hear about that. I will tell those stories, but I don't know if it's going to come out the way I've been doing it with these past 2 videos. So we'll see, all right? But that's it for the questions, man. I think right now, man, I just want to say this, man. I really appreciate y'all for all the support that you've given me, this channel, and, you know, all the positive feedback that I've gotten from all y'all, man. I really appreciate that shit. It means a lot to me, man. And, you know, I'm doing this to help, you know, the youth, to help people who have already been incarcerated, or even people who are just, you know, out there fucking up, you know what I'm saying? And want to know what it's like. So I'm doing that for y'all, man. And I hope that I'm always going to bring something positive to you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So with that said, man, I'll see y'all on the next video. Y'all stay blessed as always, man. And you know what it is. Stay the fuck out of trouble.